All right, let's see if we can replicate this issue. Just to check my settings real quick. Let's turn game mode on. Okay. All right, game mode is on. G-Sync compatible display, so the NVIDIA control panel picked it up. All right, game mode on, 240 frames per second. HDR, VRR on. Okay. So this is the scenario. Let's launch my game. Have a sip of coffee while I'm waiting. It looks like Fortnite might have updated. Yep. Had an update. All right. Game is in. Might be a little hard to see, but game is coming in at 120 frames per second. It's kind of hard to see down there. Let's check the settings. Nope, 120 frames per second. Not quite 240, but whatever. It's because the variable refresh rate's running. All right, everything looks good. It looks fine. Now we'll go and we'll exit the game and see if we can replicate the black screen lockout issue that we get. So there we go. Monitor is now black. Does not recover. You can see that the resolution, everything, the frame per second jumped back up to 240. Everything is still on. The monitor is working because the on-screen display is working, so it is not an issue. My other monitors are working just fine. And I could do Control Win Shift. Oops. Use my other hand. Control Win Shift D. Reset the video driver, and it will come back eventually. And as you can see, the display is back. So that is the crux of the issue that I'm having. And I've tried multiple different configuration suggestions, turning things off. My configuration right now is set up using the factory supplied DisplayPort cable. So it's not like I'm not using some off-brand cable. I'm using the factory supported cable, factory provided cable. So it's not a cable issue. There's plenty of power to the monitor. Again, the only time I have this issue is when I'm exiting a game or when I'm playing a game and accidentally scroll off the game and click on one of the second monitors. Just for clarification, I have disconnected all other monitors and other external devices, and it still does it, so it is not related to any secondary devices. This is clearly a problem with the communication between the graphics card, the graphics driver, the firmware on the system. We've tried the updated, you can see here, everything's set correctly here. G-Sync is set up. And you'll also see display settings. You can see we have HDR on, and I've actually disabled auto HDR because that was one of the suggestions. So everything should be configured correctly. It's not a configuration issue. It is very apparent that if it's not a hardware problem, which I'm very likely that it is, it's very likely that it is. This really looks to be more of a firmware driver communication issue. Because the monitor works just fine even after it blacks out. I mean, if I go and open up the video game again and exit out, I can show you that the Samsung screen itself is still working. It's losing its signal. So I've asked Samsung to fix it repeatedly so that the monitor performs the way it's advertised. I was told that it was being fixed, and there are technicians coming out today that are supposed to replace the board on my monitor. Although I'm highly skeptical that that's going to fix it, but you know, maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe it will fix it. I'll launch this up one more time and exit out. Exit back out. And screen goes black. I got a flicker that time. Oh, it actually came back that time. Wow. Inconsistency. We actually had a recovery that time. Amazing. Not sure how that managed to work, but there's definitely a bug. Okay, well, that's it.